Any feedback? Dr. Smothers, why don't we go ahead and begin? You ready? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to K-State. We're happy to have you here. My name is Steve Smothers. I'm the Associate Director for Undergraduate Studies in the A.Q. Miller School of Journalism and Mass Communications in the College of Arts and Sciences. We want to welcome students, faculty, staff, and special guests to our 2014 new Student Convocation. It's my first pleasure and honor to introduce 5 colleagues over here to my right, your left. They are Craig Parker, Becky Wallens, Jackie Fassler-Kerstetter, Paul Hunt, and Steve Maxwell. They're otherwise known as the Kansas State University Faculty Brass Quintet. Let's give a big round of applause to the Kansas State University Faculty Brass Quintet. Over this week, you're going to meet a lot of people, but there are 2 people you really need to meet right off the bat: the president and the provost of K-State. Dr. Kirk Schultz is the 13th president of Kansas State University. April C. Mason is our provost and senior vice president.
Good afternoon and welcome to K-State. Welcome to the Wildcat family. We're thrilled to have you all here today with us. I want to wish you the best of success during the upcoming year. Advise you to study hard, exercise regularly, and make sure that you're talking with your parents. So I'd like you to repeat after me. I will text my parents. I will text my parents, folks. It's not a hard thing to do. I have a sophomore in school right now. He's going elsewhere, and the only time I get a text from him is when he needs money. So let me tell you, it's better if you need money to make sure you're talking to your parents, tell them how your classes are going, that you're having a great time, that you're in bed every night by 10 o'clock. You know, whatever they want to hear, make sure they're getting it on text. So please, please do that to help us all out. To the class of 2018, we're in the midst of a building boom here at Kansas State University, and you've already probably seen as you've moved in, driven around campus and things like that, construction fences up. So while you're here, in the next 4 years, or 5 or 6, we hope 4, while you're here at Kansas State University, here's some of the buildings you're going to see. How many engineering majors we have out there? Yeah. Okay, let's try that again. How many engineering majors we got out there? Okay, thank you. Okay, we're already working on a beautiful addition to the engineering complex. It'll be open probably about 18 months. How many business students we have out there? Okay, all of you are going to be working for engineers someday. How many business students do we have out there? Okay, well, you're getting a new building. You don't deserve it, obviously, but you're getting a new building. So if you look over across North Manhattan, in that particular area, you see a big construction fence up. 2 years from now, you're going to be moving into a great new business building. Architecture, planning, and design. Next summer, we're going to start a renovation of the Student Complex. How many architects we got out there? The few and the proud. Folks, this is the last time you're going to get any sleep, so keep at it. Weefald Hall, where we're going to build our newest residence hall building, and most of you have probably seen that. I already got a couple people on Twitter that said I got woken up at 5:30 in the morning because of all this construction noise. Folks, 2 years from now, they'll be done. So embrace the construction noise. It's progress. We're going to have a new veneer football complex. So in the north end zone, at the end of this season, we're going to drop that down and build a brand new building that'll be just terrific as people come onto campus. A renovated student union. We're going to start that next year. We're going to have a brand new Kansas State University Foundation building right across from right here on the north end of campus. We're going to have a renovated memorial stadium where the Purple Mask Theater is going to be. So all of you that are in the fine arts are going to have an opportunity to go to shows there as well as perform there. And then we're going to have a campus welcome center on the opposite side. And then we're also looking at building a multicultural student center, and we're doing some fundraising for that, and a brand new state-of-the-art geosciences building. So during your time here, you're going to see a transformation on campus. I'm also very active on social media, as are many of our deans and other people you're going to meet, K-State_Prez. So do you want to know if the university is going to be closed during the wintertime when it's snowing? I'm the guy. So make sure you go out there and follow me. And to commemorate this day, I want everybody to get out your phones right now. Commemorate this day, we've got a week of welcome selfie contest. So what I'd like you to do is lean in close to the person next to you and go ahead and snap away. Let's get that great selfie. And hashtag it, Wildcat Selfie. Go ahead, go for it. This is the only time you're ever going to be given permission to use your cell phones in class. I know. All right. Did you get it? Okay, make sure you send me a copy of that at K-State_Prez. Folks, you're going to have a great time at K-State. Study hard, have a great time. I look forward to greeting every single one of you when you walk across the stage in 4 years, congratulating on your diploma. And remember, you're all going to go out and have KU grads working for you. Go State. Don't record the thing or tweet the thing about KU grads. Anyway, I'd like to ask our provost, April Mason, to come up, and she has a few words for you.
I am really pleased to see all of you here today. We started a new tradition at Kansas State University to have a new and returning students convocation to welcome you here And the significance of each of us wearing our official academic regalia is that we want you to see us this way when you come to Kansas State University, and again when you graduate from Kansas State University. In this very place, on this very stage, you'll go across and receive your diploma. So we're so excited that you're all here. After the president spoke, I thought it might be most appropriate that as you leave, we distribute hard hats to each and every one of you. It's an exciting time to be at Kansas State with all this construction going on, but it's also going to be a little upsetting in terms of traffic and 5:30 noise, but we'll get through it. We are excited, each of us, that you're here, because you make Kansas State University even stronger. And we're excited that you come to contribute the things that you bring with you, and that we continue the wonderful efforts of our 4 Kansas State University campuses. Besides our Manhattan campus, we have a campus in Salina, a campus in Olathe, and you're thinking, a 4th campus? Our online campus, our global campus, is our 4th one. To get you acquainted with those that are here today, to welcome you, and to look forward to your being successful here at Kansas State, it's really my pleasure to introduce members of the President's Cabinet who are able to join us in this welcome. I'm going to ask the members of the President's Cabinet to stand, and I will recognize each of them as they do so. Would you all stand, please? From my far right is John Curry, our athletics director. Cheryl Johnson, she's almost as new as the newest of you. She is our new Vice President for Human Capital. She's just been here since the middle of July. Jackie Hartman, who serves as Chief of Staff to the President and the Director of Community Relations. Fred Chalik, who is the president of the Kansas State University Foundation. Pat Bosco, you all know Pat Bosco already. Pat Bosco serves as our Dean of Students and Vice President of Student Life. If you could sit and we'll see the other members. Jeff Morris, our Vice President for Communications and Marketing. He helped set up all of these Twitter accounts and our wonderful website. To my far left, Sue Peterson, who is our coordinator of both federal and state relations, and Amy Button-Renz, who's particularly interested in you being successful here at Kansas State University, as she serves as the president and CEO of the Kansas State University Alumni Association. Would you help me in thanking them for being here? Now, the president got us started in this, but I'm going to do it as well. I'm going to introduce the deans that serve here on our Manhattan campus for the colleges that you have enrolled in. Most all of you have chosen a major. Some of you have not, and we're ready for that. But many of you have, and what I would like to do is, as I recognize the dean of each of the colleges, just as the president started, would you cheer if you are from that college? So to start, Dr. John Floros, serving as the Dean of the College of Agriculture. Professor Tim DeNoble, Dean of the College of Architecture, Planning and Design. None of the deans are competitive, so this, the relative amount of applause is not going to worry them at all. Dr. Peter Dorhout, Dean of our College of Arts and Sciences. An incredible introvert is Dr. Dorhout. Dr. Ali Malekzadeh, Dean of our College of Business Administration. Dr. Debbie Mercer, Dean of our College of Education. Dr. Darren Dawson, Dean of our College of Engineering. Now get ready. Dr. John Buckwalter, Dean of the College of Human Ecology. Yeah! Woo! Woo! Whatever college you're in, if you have not chosen a major, let's give a shout out to you. If you were an open option, think about it. Explore the possibilities. There are so many things here at Kansas State that you can think about, consider, and potentially then choose your major. I'd also like to introduce other members of our Manhattan campus administrative team, and as I call their name, would they stand and remain standing? One of them thought something I said was quite funny. I don't know what. Ronnie Elmore, Associate Dean of our College of Veterinary Medicine. Sue Mays, Dean, College, our Global Campus. Carol Shanklin, Dean of the Graduate School. Lori Getch, Dean of our University Libraries. I misspoke. Sue Mays this afternoon is represented by Associate Dean Dave Stewart, pardon me. Would you help me in acknowledging these individuals? Dean Verna Fitzsimmons of the College of Technology and Aviation is presiding over new student convocation on her campus, the Salina campus. She sends her warm regards. As the president noted, Kansas State University is rapidly developing and advancing, and you will see just how much it is by when you have to negotiate these construction zones. But today's exciting growth builds on an extremely firm foundation of decades of prior development. Let's take a few minutes to look back, viewing this film that was put together at the sesquicentennial of our university. Let's watch together.
Take a walk through the K-State campus today, and you'll see a diversity of students, free to make their own choices, pursuing their individual goals and dreams. But how did we get here? History isn't just buildings, dates, and documents. It's blood, sweat, beliefs, determination. It is people. In 1855, nearly 80 men, women, and children boarded the steamship Hartford under the sponsorship of the Cincinnati and Kansas Land Company, bound for the Kansas Territory. They brought at least 10 prefabricated houses, material for business buildings, and provisions. Like those before them, these were educated men and women, judges, educators, ministers, businessmen and women. And they joined earlier settlers to establish a progressive, thriving settlement, with a strong belief that education for all was key to an enlightened society. In 1858, 9 of these early settlers obtained a charter from the Territory of Kansas Assembly, a charter for the Bluemont Central College Association. Backed by their beliefs, their hard-earned personal funds, and money raised back east, the cornerstone for this college was laid in May 1859. By January of 1860, a 3-story limestone building was opened, with the Reverend Washington Marlette as principal and Miss Julia Bailey, the first teacher, hired. 53 students were enrolled that winter. Kansas was still a territory. A territory in considerable turmoil. On January 29, 1861, Kansas entered the Union as a free state. 1 month later, the Bluemont College Association offered to donate its building, library, and land to the new state of Kansas in exchange for its designation as the state university. Though this offer was rejected by the governor, a Lawrence native, The wheels had been put in motion for Bluemont Central College to one day become a state educational institution. In 1862, Justin Smith Morrill, a Vermont congressman, introduced the Land Grant College Act, a grand idea to promote education in each state of the Union. The Morrill Act was passed that same year and signed by President Abraham Lincoln. When the provisions of this new act were accepted by the state of Kansas in 1863, the Bluemont Central College Association acted quickly and again offered the college building, library, and land to the state. On February 16, 1863, Kansas State Agricultural College became a reality, the nation's first land-grant college. It opened in September 1863 with 52 students, 26 men and 26 women. In a nation ripped apart by the issue of slavery, in the midst of a devastating civil war, these early founders' determination, beliefs, blood, and courage established the principles of educational opportunities for all people. As we walk across the campus today, we see smartphones and laptops, things that didn't exist in 1863. But the most important thing, the principle of freedom and the opportunity of education for all, has been here from the beginning.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I'd like to welcome a good friend, Dr. Greg Eislein. Greg is the professor of English. He is the Kauffman University Distinguished Teaching Scholar. He is director of the K-State First Program, and he is the 2013 CASE, Kansas Professor of the Year. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Eislein.
Thank you. Thank you. Hey, everyone. I teach American literature, and I get to teach this great class on Mark Twain. And Mark Twain once wrote, "The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you find out why." For many of us, college is the place where the second day happens, where you find out why you were born. If your experience is anything like ours, or generations of K-State alumni before you, you're going to be a changed person when you march across this stage 4 years from now. So how do you become a changed person at college? What's going to make your time at K-State rewarding, exciting, and life-changing? Well, the answer has two parts, I think. The first part seems obvious. You guys are going to laugh. But the first part is learning. Learning a lot will bring you success in college and after. Some cynics are going to say, well, no, isn't it more exactly good grades and awards and honors and stuff you can put on your resume? Nope. That might happen if you're learning a lot, but good grades and awards by themselves, they won't actually help you much, and they're not going to change you. So when you're here, learn a lot. You're going to find lots of opportunities to do so, and they're going to be really exciting. Take advantage of them. The second part of my two-part answer is less obvious, but it's not less important. It turns out, for those of us who study this, that learning is social. And realizing this sooner rather than later is going to help you. It's going to help you a lot. People don't always know what I mean when I say learning is social. And people aren't always excited about embracing the notion that learning has deep down this very social nature. But I'm going to encourage you to embrace it. Others here, and how do you embrace that? Well, the first thing I would say is others here, some of them are here on the stage, some of them are out here, they're going to help you. They're going to help you along the way. Accept it. Be grateful. And then be willing to help the others that are going to help you learn along the way. And the others that you see needing some help along the way. This part is not always easy. It sounds easy, it sounds cool, learning is social, but it's not always easy. I know how scary it can be to start something new, to start a new school. I remember back to when I was in second grade, and this is my first day of second grade. I was starting a new school. My mom drives into the parking lot of Morningside Elementary, and she says, "Hey, do you want me to go in with you, honey?" And being the super independent 7-year-old that I was, I said, "No way, I'm fine, I got this." And I run out into the playground where I knew absolutely no one at all. And I get a little nervous. And so I go and I stand up against the wall and I try to act like I'm cool, like I'm tough, like I know what's going on, even though I do not know what's going on. And I'm doing okay, trying to look not afraid and lost, until the bell rings. And then dozens of kids scatter through the playground into various doors, knowing exactly what to do. And all of a sudden, I'm by myself out there on the playground alone, and I have no idea what's going on, and I lose it. I lose my mind, and I go running through the main hallway, kind of screaming and yelling, until I ran into this really big, tall guy. Bam. And I look up, and he says, "Who are you?" And I say, through my sobs and my terror, I say, "Oh, I'm Greg." And he looks down at me, and he says, "Greg Eislein, we've been waiting for you." It turned out it was Mr. Messenger, the principal, and he took me to his office, where I kind of calmed down, and then later he took me to my 2nd grade classroom where I had my very own desk waiting for me. What does this have to do with college? Well, look, I think starting college can be a little bit scary, but don't freak out. Most of you probably walked your campus schedule today, didn't you? So you know where you're going tomorrow, so no one's going to freak out, you're going to be fine. If you didn't walk your schedule and you do freak out and start panicking and running across the quad and you bump into one of your deans or an RA or your professor, it's going to be okay. But more importantly and seriously, even if you're a little nervous, which would be normal, don't be too cool for the rest of us. If someone like a Mr. Messenger, whether it's your professor or your dean or your RA, offers to help you, take it. If another student this week starts a conversation with you, starts chatting about class or what you're majoring in or the dining hall or anything, join the conversation. Take advantage of the fact that learning is social. I have a few other ideas of some ways that you might do that this week and throughout your time here at K-State. Again, I say this because it's a fact. Students learn better when you're connected to each other, when you're connected to your professors. And so I think the first order of business is make friends. Make friends with the other students in your classes and the students in the residence hall. Join the study groups that will inevitably spring up in your classes. Don't shy away from those. Drop by your professor's office hours. They can seem intimidating sometimes, but deep down, they are always delighted to see you when you drop by during their office hours. So do that. That goes to double for all my English 287 students out there. I'll see you in the morning, but please drop by my office hours. If you want the support of a tutor, sign up. It's easy, and they're really, really nice. One of the big myths about tutoring is that it's students that are weak or failing or probably shouldn't be in college anyway. Nope. Turns out that the people who go to tutors are good students who want to be great students. If you think you want a tutor, sign up. Take part in what's happening on campus. Go to a Landon lecture. Join a student group. Read the Ghost Map and participate in the events around it. Check out a performance at the Purple Mask or McCain. It's something you should do while you're here. It's going to be great. But take part in what's happening here on campus. 2 more thoughts. Join something bigger than yourself. Join a service team. Volunteer for something. Devote yourself to a cause. There's going to be so many opportunities while you're here. Do it. Become part of something bigger than yourself. And finally, and I think most importantly, and what makes K-State special is this: help each other. One of the coolest things about K-State, in my opinion, is K-State Proud, which you probably know is the student-led campaign to raise money for other students. Their motto is students helping students. Well, I love that motto, and I think that's exactly what makes K-State distinctive. We help each other. And it's part of what makes it such an awesome place to be, to live, to study. It's what makes us different than other universities. And helping each other, it turns out, plays a key role for the helper and for the helped in promoting learning and success in college and after. Thank you very much and have a great first week.
Greg Eislein. Now please welcome 3 current students here at K-State. Catherine Knoll is a member of the Mortarboard Senior Honor Society. Leandre Carthen is a member of Chimes Junior Honorary Society. And Nayeli Dominguez is a member of the Silver Key Sophomore Honor Society.
Hello guys, my name is Nayeli and I am currently a sophomore studying microbiology. I am also a graduate of the Pilots program and currently a resident at Haymaker Hall. Woo! Yeah! As a child, I grew up in Mexico, in a very poor town. It was then when I lost 2 family members that were really close to me due to medical malpractice. Although I was only 7 years old when that happened, it made a huge impact in my life. It was then when I realized that I wanted to become a doctor that was able to save lives, not one who could end them. I bet nobody here has ever heard anybody say that becoming a doctor is easy. And although I was a great student in high school, I did struggle to maintain good grades my second semester of college. There were times when all my presentations, my meetings, my exams, and all of my essays were all jumbled together. I have to admit, it became very strenuous and overwhelming. However, the only way I got through it was by thinking back of what my true reason, why I was here at K-State to begin with. And if I were to give you guys one word of advice, it would be, yeah, have fun in college, it'll be fun. But there will be a lot of challenges that will come to you. Don't let this deter you. Stay focused on your goals and persevere.
Good evening. I'm Leandre, and I'm a junior, and I'm originally from Wichita, Kansas. So as I think of my 3rd year at Kansas State, my experience here has been great because of the communities that established here made me feel comfortable. I learned from an early age and through high school that being involved outside of just your residence hall shows your drive and determination to learn about you, the K-State culture, and other like-minded students. The events you will see here at K-State will get you excited to be a part of the Wildcat family. So do not worry about fitting in like in high school, but instead, how will you stand out? Moreover, by saying that, we all have different identities at K-State. We value everyone, no matter your religious affiliation, sexual preferences, special accommodation. We all value those with humility and a passion for leading others. I remember this quote from one of my peers in the class, and the quote said, "The brick walls are there for a reason. The brick walls are not there to keep us out. The brick walls are there to give us a chance to show how badly we want something. The brick walls are there to stop the people who do not want it badly enough. They are there to stop the other people. Therefore, I challenge and encourage each incoming student to be courageous leaders and help build the communities and make them great on campus. Do not stop when you see a brick wall." Thank you.
Three years ago, I was a nervous freshman ready to start my college career. I'm from Nortonville, Kansas, which has a population of 625 people. There are no stoplights, no four-way stops, no fast food chains, or no grocery stores. So arriving in Manhattan, I was both excited and overwhelmed all at the same time. Coming from a small school, I was able to be involved in many activities and wanted to be involved in college too. I just wasn't sure how. I applied to be in a few different organizations my freshman year, but I wasn't accepted. So my freshman year, I just kind of sat back and wasn't involved in much. Sophomore year, I started to find my niche in organizations whose purpose I had a passion for. Now, as I stand here before you today, about to start my senior year at K-State, and Nayeli and Leandre can both attest that each semester goes by faster than the last. So don't waste any time. Find clubs, organizations, or activities you have a passion for and go for it. Don't be afraid to get uncomfortable from time to time and get outside of your comfort zone in order to find your courage zone, where you can bravely think of new ideas and challenge the status quo. Become comfortable with being uncomfortable. So what are we all saying? Well, perhaps we're echoing the motto of the Enlightenment, which some of you may recall from high school Western Civ. The motto was, dare to know, have the courage to know. And we're saying, dare to be involved. Because if you're involved and engaged, that's how you will learn as much as possible during these precious and exciting years ahead. Thank you, and go Cats!
We would like to welcome K-State Alumni Association's 2014 Distinguished Young Alumni Award recipients, Molly Hamm, who is a member of the graduating class of 2010, and Matt Walters, a member of the graduating class of 2003.
Hi, class of 2018. This is Molly Hamm from the class of 2010, sending you a special message from sunny Cabarete in the Dominican Republic. Although I couldn't be in Manhattan to welcome you to K-State in person, I couldn't be happier to send my message from abroad. That's because my greatest advice to you is to use your K-State experience to connect with the wider community and become a global citizen. While I highly recommend studying abroad, after all, I gained my first international experience in Guatemala through the College of Education, you don't have to leave campus to benefit from international and intercultural exchange. Learn new languages and study different regions of the world, support local diversity initiatives, spend time with international students, and form genuine connections with those who come from backgrounds different than your own. College is a time to grow and develop, so step outside of your comfort zone and challenge yourself to gain new perspectives and new ways of thinking. You never know where you might find yourself after the next 4 years, so celebrate the diversity that surrounds you now, and you'll be set up for success.
Good evening. My name is Matt Walters, a graduate of 2003 in agricultural economics, born and raised in Atwood, Kansas. Anybody in the audience familiar with where Atwood is? Got a few folks, clear in the very northwest corner of the state. So myself, much like the previous speaker, came to K-State in a very similar situation. It seems like 16 years ago is only a blink of an eye. And for you sitting out there right now, that probably seems like a long time, but as has been shared, it will go fast, and enjoy it. Today, I want to talk about something that is very important, and I want everybody to listen closely. I want to talk about juggling. It's very important. How many of you know how to juggle? Okay, handful. Anybody ever tried to juggle and failed? Okay, probably so, yes. Well, today, as I start, I'm going to prove to you that I am, in fact, a master juggler. I'm going to, in the next 22 seconds, provide you a detailed explanation of exactly how this process works. It involves 3 objects. You'll start with 2 objects in one hand and 1 object in the opposite. In the hand with 2 objects, begin by tossing from the hand that has 2 objects, one of those objects in an arcing motion to the opposite hand. While the initial object is in the air, toss the object in the opposite hand, that single object, in the direction of the original hand. Now catch the initial object with the second hand, and then begin by tossing that final object into the air that you were holding in the hand that originally held 2 objects. And now all you're going to need to do is to repeat this process sequentially, and you will have successfully mastered the art of juggling. Now the question is, how many of you honestly believe that I know how to juggle? We got a couple. Well, perhaps it would help if I showed you a diagram. See, it's very simple. I know it's quite far away, but you have two objects, objects 1 and 3 in the initial hand. You have one object, object 2 in the opposite hand. You're simply going to launch object 1 in an arcing motion towards the object, the opposite hand that contains object 2. It's right here, the whole diagram, it just repeats itself. Does this help convince any more of you that I know how to juggle? No, why not? You have to see it. What? But it's technically wrote out here. I took the time this morning when I got up to write out these very detailed instructions. And then I thought that might not be enough. So I even drew you a picture. And now you say you want to see it? I just don't understand. Well, okay. For you non-believers that won't believe my nice writing description followed by a diagram, I will prove to you that I do in fact know how to juggle. So now the important question is why is juggling important today? Why do I ask for your attention as we talk about juggling? To me, when I was on campus and I talked to some freshman orientation students, this was an example that I would use. And the process of knowing and writing and diagramming, to me, is very similar to our training that we're going to get in the classroom. It's really our technical skills. It's that academic acumen that we will gain in the classroom. And that's the foundation for our experience here. That's why we come, is in order to get a degree. And at the end of that degree, what are we hoping to obtain? A job. Ultimately, now there might be a secondary step there, of professional school, graduate school, but ultimately we're hoping to get a job. Well, your resume and your transcripts are no different to that potential employer than this writing right here. It's very important, or this diagram. It explains and communicates your technical acumen, the skills that you've learned in the classroom. But your employer, as an employer now, I can guarantee you will be looking for more. We'll be looking for you to have the ability to articulate, to bring those skills to life, to show how you have used them. And that opportunity exists via getting involved in organizations on campus. Whether those are college and departmental organizations, whether that's involvement within our residence hall system, whether that's becoming involved in your fraternity and sorority, ultimately moving into a leadership position, getting involved in student government. Our student government leaders are on the stage today. Those are the experiences that take those technical skills that you're learning, whether that be in the sciences, whether that be in engineering or education, in agricultural economics, as I studied, whatever the case may be, that enhance that and really bring it to life. So when you walk in for a professional school interview or for a job interview, you can bring those skills to life. You can talk about when you served in leadership positions in one of those organizations. Get involved is the second step. You've got to go to class, you've got to do well, you've got to study hard, but you need to get involved in order to accent those skills. Now, the second thing where juggling comes to mind, this point has been touched on briefly today, is the fact that you're at a point of transition. Transitioning from college, or rather transitioning to college from that life that you had in high school. I'll be safe to say that your high school experience was much more structured. You had parents that were looking after you much closer than they are now. As President Schultz said, make sure to call home or text home once in a while. You are now going to be juggling once again. And you've got those opportunities to get involved in organizations. And when I started out, I asked if there was anybody that had learned to juggle, and there were a handful of you that did. And when you were learning to juggle, or those of you that maybe tried and failed once, was it easy? No? Did you have a lot of tennis balls that were flying all over the room? Probably so. And so I'd also like you to think about this analogy in juggling in terms of when you begin to learn to juggle, you might have 3 objects, but you typically don't use this one. You just hang on to it. So this object right here, this is class. Go to class. This is homework. Make sure to do your homework. This is studying. And when you begin here in your first semester and in your first weeks, you're just going to hold on to this one tight. And all those other things that are going to be going on out there, they're going to be right over here in this hand. And as you kind of get this element figured out, then you can just kind of start to juggle these a little bit and start to get involved in the residence halls, or get more involved in your fraternity or sorority, or apply to be an SGA intern, or apply for the Quest program, whatever that may be. But those opportunities will slowly pop up, and you'll just juggle those. Meanwhile, holding tight to class, to studying, making sure that you're not dropping this one as the primary point. And then before you know it, as September turns to October, and October turns to November, and semester 1 turns to semester 2, and pretty soon we're 8 semesters down the road and we're right back in here. Through that whole process, you'll then be juggling everything in harmony with one another, and you'll have that complete K-State experience. Some of you may even be good enough to throw 4 balls in the arena, where you're going to be juggling those. I would do that demonstration, but then they'd be all over the stage. Class, homework, studying, then begin to get involved, and then make everything work in harmony and truly enjoy that K-State experience. So as I leave you today, some of the other speakers have left with words of great writers, and I would like to join in that harmony and leave you with the words of Dr. Seuss. Many of you are familiar with the book, Oh, the Places You'll Go, and you may have heard it at a high school commencement speech or somewhere along your path. But as that book wraps up, it says, so be your name Bixbom, Bigsy, or Bray, or Mordecai Alley, Van Allen O'Shea. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting. Now will you, and go and get on your way. Now will you succeed? Well, of course you will. 98.75% guaranteed. Best of luck. Go State.
Thank you, Matt. Finally, to deliver a charge to Kansas State University's newest students, please welcome the Edgerly Family Dean of the College of Business Administration, Dr. Ali Malakzadeh.
Well, good evening. It was just a few years ago that my 2 daughters were sitting somewhere close to where you're sitting and getting started in college. Now, one of them is done, and the other one is constantly texting me, send money, Dad. Okay. All right. Now, whether you are a 5th-generation K-Stater, and I know some of you are, or a 1st-generation college student, we want all of you to succeed. So my plan here today is to echo what everybody else has said and give you your charge. How many of you plan to graduate in 4 years? Raise your hands. All right. 5 years? 6? 10? All right, well, some of my fellow deans will raise their hands because we never left college. Okay. But we want you to graduate in 4 years to 5 years. The next 4 to 5 years will be a blur. As was mentioned, it goes by in a blink of an eye. If and only if you do a few things right. So I'm here to give you your charge for success at K-State, to keep you on schedule for graduation. Now, at the end of my remarks, if there's time, I will give you a secret code for this year's class to help you further reduce your stress and succeed at K-State. So when I raise my left hand, that's the one with a tennis ball in it. Okay. Please repeat after me. Ready? I love K-State. Oh, that was not good enough. President Schultz, these students are not ready for college. Let's start over. I love K-State. All right, much better. Yeah, that too. Ready? I will show up for every class. All right. Now, when your roommates do not show up for every class, please catch him and tell him, dude, you guys are not graduating. Your graduation date just moved back. Okay, ready? I will study daily. All right, if you study in fits and spurts, you will have incredible stress. Last-minute cramming will not work in college, will lead to lower grades, and moves back your graduation date. I will take a full load of classes. Right, if you take 15 hours and then add a class here and there, you will graduate on time. If not, your goal moves back. I will get involved. As others said, those involved will succeed at K-State. Involved with clubs, organizations, service learning, intramurals, work study, study abroad, leadership programs. You are not alone at K-State. So get involved and take advantage of being in a large and diverse campus. I will respect everyone. All right, you're here to experience diversity and form friendships with people who are different from you and learn to respect them. So enjoy. It's a small window into the world you will experience after college. We are a very diverse nation. Learn and experience it now. I will manage my money wisely. Or we should say, I will manage my parents' money wisely. Okay, every dollar you take in loans will increase your debt burden, therefore your stress. So spend your money wisely. In fact, we have award-winning programs here on campus to help you manage your money wisely. Okay. I will be responsible for my actions. You will take full responsibility for your own actions and mistakes. You are an adult, and we expect you to behave accordingly, so no more excuses. I will call my instructors Professor. All right, if your professors don't tell you how to address them, always address them as professor or doctor. Okay. I will wear red and blue. Oh, I will never be caught on campus with red and blue. I will wear purple. Very good, you're with me. Finally, I will give back to K-State. Your brand will be K-State brand. And the more you help K-State succeed, the more successful your careers will be. Now, the secret code that I mentioned to you for further success as K-State is... Very good. I love chemistry. Yeah, I know some of you are saying, why? Okay, here's why. You will have the best time of your life if you follow our advice and ask for help when you need it. Dr. Eiseline mentioned that as well. Anytime you feel lonely, stressed, homesick, anxious, a bit down for whatever reason, please find one of your classmates who are sitting here and say the secret code, I love chemistry. Okay? And which means drop everything, let's go have a cup of coffee and just talk. Okay? Now, the president played a joke on you by the selfies and so forth, so we're going to play a little joke on President Schultz as well. Every time you see him on campus and he goes by, you whisper to him, oh, I love chemistry. Let's try that. All right, good luck to all of you, and see you at commencement in a blink of an eye. How about one last time? I love K-State. All right.
We want to be sure that we introduce two very important people to you. We'll just have them stand and wave at you, please. The President and the Vice President of the K-State student body, President Reagan Kays and Vice President Cody Kennedy. Well, Wildcats, how many of you are ready for football? Okay. Well, you're going to have a chance to put your vocal talents to work. There's going to be a pep rally, and it's going to be preceded by a kickoff picnic, and it's going to be next door at Bill Snyder Family Stadium at 7:30. We ask you that all week you participate in Week of Welcome activities, and most of all, best wishes for a wildcatly successful 2014-2015. Go Cats!